All right, y'all. I'm back. So thanks for tuning in to another topic here on the Bambie Nicole. Get you a little drink. I know tonight I'm drinking some apple ale. This is like some wicked reds. I love this stuff. Tonight I think I'm going to have a heartfelt conversation with my audience, with my people about what it's kind of like having friends as a transgender woman because it's not on the same level, or it's a completely different experience than I think a lot of other people have. Heterosexual people, girls with girls or guys with guys. So I'm going to tell you my experience as to what it's like having friends as a transgender woman. My experience being a transgender woman, having friends, a lot of times you find out you really don't have friends. And I'm going to keep that real with you all. Back during the early part of my transition, I befriended a lot of gay people. And when you're in a process and you're changing your gender, there's not a lot for you to relate to. So the gay community is kind of like, okay, they understand the whole drag scene, and there's lots of gay men that like doing drag, and they're a lot of fun to go to the makeup store with or buy a wig with, because Lord knows I love changing up my look and I love wigs. But as I've gotten a little older, I buy the better quality wigs than I used to. And Lord knows I've had, pink and purple and blue and every color under the rainbow. Anyway, so when I was starting to transition, I found that a lot of the gay community was kind of like, they don't really understand the whole process and what I'm going through. So I kind of, my friendships with the gays kind of shot away because they didn't really, it's just a whole other community. Now I understand that it's under LGBT, but it's transgender is a whole other umbrella. I don't know if it should be under the LGBT. I understand because we kind of have to stick together, but it's a whole other realm. Now, Lord knows I started a career off at, dancing in drag in the gay clubs in Atlanta many years ago. But when I really started to transform, I didn't relate to drag queens. I couldn't relate to somebody that was a gay guy during the day and at night was a fabulous woman. So I kind of shied away from that. Here comes the friendships with women. This is going to be fun. Now, this is no shade to you females, but I'm going to keep something 100 with everybody. The moment that you bitches, and I'm a bitch too. Lord knows I've had enough estrogen injected in my ass to feminize a horse 10 times in a life over. But women love to have secrets on you. And the reason that women love to have secrets on you, and I found this out, in my transition, having female friends, is because they like to hold shit against you. So the moment that you piss off a woman, and you won't even know sometimes that you pissed her off, the first thing that she loves to do is blurt your motherfucking business. So everybody that people that you don't know, her family, her friends, her associates, people she works with, her husband's family, her kids, her grandkids' friends. Everybody knows that you're a transsexual now because you have opened up to a woman about yourself, something that you should never be ashamed of, because you should never be ashamed of your truth. But she likes to hold that against you. So the moment that she feels slighted in any kind of way, guess what? She's telling the whole world your business. Now, women were great to me during the earlier parts of my transition. When I wasn't in puberty and wasn't developing and wasn't, women love to have that gay friend. And they love to have a transgender who they basically consider their gay friend, because that's what you basically are if you're in the beginning parts of your transition and you're not really on the feminine level. I'm just going to say feminine. I'm not going to say female. I'm going to say feminine because you're waiting for your body to feminize. When my body began to feminize and I started to endure female puberty and I started to get curves and develop a little bit and whatever else, they then started to look at me in a different light. They weren't looking at me anymore as their gay friend. They started to, I guess, look at me as kind of competition. And I don't know if they thought their man was going to hit on me or I'm not real sure. But I can tell you that I lost a lot of female friends during my transition. And it wasn't that they didn't accept me as a transgender. It was the later parts when I was, starting to become a woman. When I started to blossom and develop and look feminine, they had a problem with it. And I think it was because women are competitive. And I don't know if they felt like I was giving them some sort of competition, but yeah, I lost a lot of female friends over it and really don't have many to this day. I can count on my one hand, I count on my hand how many girls I consider a friend. Whereas before, I couldn't even count them all. Oh, the boys. Ironically enough, I never really had many guy friends because I couldn't relate to males. So I don't really remember having too many guy friends. The guy friends that I had were a little weirded out, of course, when I came out, that I was going to become a woman. And I think I had maybe 3. They seemed a little weirded out by it, and I lost them. My experience is as a transgender woman, it's the same stigma or situation as a woman being friends with a guy. It's very difficult for men to be friends with somebody that they're attracted to. And if they're attracted to you, there's a tension. So where I kind of go into friendships on an honest, like, and, innocent, like, I just want to hang out and be friends and, like, hell, we can drink beer or listen to music or, go to the park. They are thinking of fucking me. And I'm not on that level. I'm not thinking about sex with them, but they are. And that was a difficult thing for me because I really didn't have a lot of guy friends until I became a woman. And then more guys, of course, flocked to me and wanted to hang out. But it was very hard for them to keep it on a friendship level because they were too busy with lustful thoughts. The transgender friends that I had as a transgender woman. It was difficult having other transgender girlfriends. And it's I guess it's the same as women having girlfriends because women really just don't trust each other. Which is bullshit to me because this world is hard enough and we should kind of come together in a sisterhood. But what I've found in my experience, and I'm not saying this is, about all transgender women by any means. My experience with having other transgender friends is that they were so focused on their next injection of silicone, on their next lip work, on their next, butt injection, on their next, breast implant, on their next surgery. It was hard to even connect or bond with them. And I felt very sad. I felt very sad for them because they almost lived in this obsessive state of they just couldn't wait until the next surgery. So the only thing that we would have to talk about was, surgery, breast implants, silicone injections, or makeup. It just kind of got old and stale. Or they felt that in somehow or way, I was trying to give them some kind of competition, so they hated me. It was just like a really odd, strange thing where I'm trying to come together as a sisterhood. And, I don't always want to talk about, surgeries and silicone and makeup and, the next drag performance and where I want to do normal shit. I want to go and have a couple beers and I want to go and talk shit and I want to go watch a comedy show and I want to, just go shopping or talk about men. I don't want to focus on that stuff. So I really didn't have a lot to relate to with them in my experience. Yes, I think I'm turning into a. I love to have an occasional drink or two or a bottle of wine. My experience is if you're going to start a friendship, I don't start them based on a lie. So I'm really not in my point of, I'm not ashamed that I'm a transsexual. So I don't really care what other people think of me. I've kind of reached that point in my transition. I'm not ashamed of any day that I've ever spent on this earth, whether that's been male or female or androgynous. So I really try not to begin my friendships off on a lie, like having people think that I'm somebody that I'm not. So if I'm going to invite somebody into my life, being a friend, I'm certainly going to open up and be honest to them about, this is my situation and this is what I have going on. I guess it's kind of the same as dating. I don't feel a need anymore to hide my truth. I guess I'm not ashamed of it. I don't care at the end of the day what you think, what your mama thinks, what your daddy thinks. I have to live with my decisions. So I'm comfortable in my skin. So I don't base my relationships and I don't base my friendships on a lie. But I will tell you that in the beginning, a transition is very hard to open up to people. And I understand that. And if you're in the beginning parts of your transition, unless it's do or die, I wouldn't even tell people. But if you want real, honest friendships, hey, Johnny, and anything that people can, anything that people can have to use against you, they will. So the reason that I don't lie to people about being transsexual is because I don't ever want them to have that fact to use against me because I'm not ashamed of it. As a transgender woman, I will tell you that it's hard to trust anybody. You don't know if your own mama's talking about you. You don't know if your grandmother's talking about you. You know if your brother or sister. Everybody talks about you when you're transgender. Everybody. You are the topic of everybody's conversation. And you have to be okay with that and not care. And I've reached that point. I don't care. It's built me a YouTube audience. It's built me a following. I'm just here to tell a story. But I will tell you that when you live honestly and you don't have anything to hide, there's no anxiety. People can't use that against me because I'm not ashamed of it. And my advice to you is if you're going to have people that you come into your life that you're considering friends, I would step back and analyze. Is this person really going to be a friend or are they just going to kind of be an associate? Analyze, is this person going to be important enough in your life to disclose your information to? There's lots of associates. I don't disclose shit to them because again, I'm not trying to be rude and I love everyone. All children of God, Lord knows, but some of y'all motherfuckers are not important enough for me to tell you all my business. And I'm not going to ever have a friendship with you. You're not important enough for me to have a friendship with you or date. So I don't feel the need to tell you that I'm a transsexual. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it gets confusing. And yes, there's lots of obstacles. But again, it's just you evaluating how important this person's going to be in your life, whether you want to be honest with them or not. And just remember that people love to use that against you. So are you going to be strong enough to be comfortable enough in your own skin where it doesn't matter? Only you know that answer. Thank you for tuning into this topic here on the Bambie Nicole of my experiences of having friends, being a transgender woman. I hope you come back and tune in for another episode as I speak to you from my heart. I'll see you sometime very, very soon, and I appreciate you. I love y'all. Bye.